And we are back. I hope my voice can be heard now, as I have a really annoying glitch sometimes, but I believe we do. Yes, I get the thumbs up from our social media officer that I can be heard on stream now. Really sorry guys, sometimes I have this issue if I start streaming that my voice isn't included. But we are back now. And just important things I was talking about during qualifications is that the Aston Martin team has officially won after last week's race. Officially won the Constructors' Championship. So congratulations to Corboy and Graham. And Graham is in P1 in the standings currently, separated by 32 points of P2. And as we have 31 points per race that you can earn, 30 for the victory and 1 for fastest lap, he can wrap it up today. So I guess if he finishes on the podium, my math skills aren't that great, but if he finishes on the podium, I believe he will win the championship here. And now just a quick wrap up. FRL Charlie qualified in P1 today with Imadi, who had a great comeback race last week, qualified in P2. Graham, who can wrap up the championship today and already won the Constructors' Championship together with Corboy in P3. Eju will be starting from P4. Janne starts from P5. Atlas Copo will be starting from P6. Kermit, who had a fortunate spin on his last hot lap, is in P7. Storm 72 UK is in P8. TTG Corboy will be starting from P9. And wrapping up the top 10 is Emerson Remido, who went really wide there in the Ferrari. Then in 11th place we have Sigrid Dundee, who wasn't here last week because of a race ban. P12 is Tenturi Corina. P13 is Over Maximus, and P14 all the way from the back is ESW Iverbrine Mike, who after he crashed out last week joined me in the comms box. So I got a message as well saying that there's a 22% chance of rain during the race, and it's looking a little bit overcast now, not much, just a little bit, but who knows what it will mean for the race. And our viewers as well, Storm, thank you, it's sorted. TG Robin, welcome. And FRL Parrot, or Flex NL, who I believe was supporting FRL Charlie, who will be starting from pole position. Welcome as well. And we will be waiting on Secret Dundee, I believe, who I think had a spin. Let's see. Outside the top 10 is Tunturi will be starting on the softs, as Dundee, Maximus and Iverbrine Mike will be starting on the mediums. I had my race here yesterday, so stay away from the hard tires. They're too slow and not worth it. But everybody is lining up nicely now. And I can't see the lights, I can see the lights now. Everybody racking up, and that's it. And a great start, I believe, from FRL Charlie here. But down the inside is Eju, who won a position, and Imadi lost out a little bit. A great start from FRL Charlie so far. And everybody came through turn 1 unscathed, I believe. So great job from these guys. And Graham also won a position. So Graham in P2 now. All he has to do is stay out of trouble. As we see, Secret Dundee had a little bit of a problem and is struggling to get his car back on track. And here we have Janne going down the inside of Atlas Copo and making the overtake stick. So Janne up a position as well, as in the background we see a Red Bull sliding away, and that's, I believe, Iverbrine Mike who had a little incident here. But so far, a lot of these guys are really close. But finishing off. Oh, we have a virtual safety car. And I think that's because of the crash of Ivor Brian Mike. But we had one lap. FRL Charlie still leading with Graham in P2, AJ in P3. So far in a great position. Last thing you want to do now is pick up a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. So Graham taking it slowly here. As we have 3 people in the pits, Tunturi, Secret and Ivor Brian Mike. So they will be hoping for a full safety car, I think. Just taking a sip of my water to clear the throat. And when can we go back to racing? Especially in the last sector, it's really easy to overtake here. As Ivor Brian Mike gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car when everybody is ready to go. And Graham, look at that, Graham was away. Only 1.5 tenths between him and FRL Charlie. And is he going to go for it now? No, he isn't. He's going to stay behind Charlie. He doesn't want to take the risk as he can wrap up the title this season in TTML F4. But here he goes. Down the inside of Charlie. Clean overtake. Charlie gave him the space he was entitled on, so good stuff from these guys. Ooh, as he goes into the back of Graham here, outbroke himself. I don't hope he has, or I hope he doesn't have any wing damage because of that. But Graham, this is the scenario he wanted, I think. Getting that P1 as fast as possible and drive his own race. Stay out of trouble. Try to wrap it up. AJ looks like he's a little bit faster than Charlie in the race. Charlie fastest in qualifying, of course. Can he do anything with this DRS open? No, he wasn't close enough to Graham to try for an overtake. But after these center S's, there's a second opportunity where Graham overtook Charlie. So is he gonna try it here? Is he close enough? Yeah, he looks like he's close enough going on the outside. But Graham doesn't want to back out of this one. He wants to keep on that P1. And great defending from him. So Charlie has to wait for another opportunity here. As AJ looks like he wants to make the overtake on Charlie really bad and wants to buy that Graham as well. So are they going to be team orders, or are the Mercedes going to race each other hard and fair? That's the big question today. Graham gets a good exit here. And AJ is going past Charlie here. So there were team orders. But look at that, I'm a D making the overtake as well on Charlie. But Charlie is going to try to stick it on the inside. But in the end, I'm a D victorious in this little battle between these two. I'm a D up to P3 and Charlie losing out from P2 to P4 on one straight. Little slack there from Charlie, but he managed to keep his car under control. Still, everyone within DRS rate from P1 all the way down to Corboy to P8. And then there's a little gap between Corboy and Storm, who just fell out of DRS range, and he has Ray Meter behind him, and then we have the medium runners and the guys who already pitted because of their issue. As we have FRL Parrot here, and I'm a D. Look at IMD, the overspeed he has on Aju there. They both had DRS, but ooh, as AJ running really, really wide there and has to get out of the way. So Janne overtakes him as well, and Charlie overtakes him back. But here's IMD. Is he close enough to Graham? No, he is not at this instance. And here, the Mercedes edges out. And is this gonna cause a safety car? He's all the way into the wall there. I don't know if there was contact between these guys. But AJ is out of the race. As Ray Meter gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And now, because of that incident, there is a full safety car. There is a full safety car. So what are these guys going to do? Are they going to stay on these soft tires, or are they going to go for the hards? I drove on the hards yesterday. I tried something different. Didn't work out at all. They were so slow. So much slower than the mediums. As Secret Dundee has left the session as well. But Graham is going to come in. IMD follows him. Everybody is going to pit here. What's Corboy? Corboy as well. So it's going to be a double stack for the Aston Martin team here. Charlie goes to the mediums. Graham is going to go for the hards. Bold choice there from Graham. Corboy going for the hards as well. So everybody's in, and this is good news for Tenturi and Ivor Brian Mike, who can catch up to these guys. So it's not race over yet. As Matt Tibbles, who is better at mods than I am, just putting in a message that the gap between Graham and Aju at this moment, but as Aju's out now, I think it's championship prep. Let me check really quickly. Yeah, the gap between Graham and Janne is 40 points. So the only thing Graham has to do here is finish the race. And he is our new TTML F4 champion. As we have the red Mercedes today as our safety car. There goes Tenturi for another pit stop. I saw yesterday that tire degradation is a factor around this track. So I don't think that the guys who went for the medium tire are going to be able to finish the race on that tire. I think they're going to have to pit again. So if that's the case, or they have to be some sort of tire whisperers. If that's the case, it's going to be without any safety cars or any other issues. It's going to be Graham, but rain was forecasted, 22% chance of rain. So are all these medium runners banking on rain to come and to be heavy enough to have to go on the intermediate tire? It's Ivor Brian Mike is out of the pits now. And once Ivor Brian Mike in the Red Bull with the lovely livery. Unfortunately, it was just a one-off for the previous race, which should have been Japan, but wasn't, because it looks absolutely fabulous, I think. Look at that, Graham made some nice work of this helmet as well. And I believe this is gonna be the last lap behind the safety car before we are gonna resume racing, because I think Ivan and Mike will be catching up quickly now. Robin, TTG Robin, both of us ran with the wrong setup yesterday. Yes, we did. We did. Wasn't the best, but yeah, I should have put more work in the setup instead of using someone else's setup. So and Ivor Brian Mike here back into the pack. Always tricky to get a restart behind the safety car, especially with a turn 1 and 2 and 3 actually with these 10 RSs on this track. With everybody that close together, but they could do it on lap 1 at the race start, so they're going to be doing it now as well, as the safety car is in this lap, and Graham is going to be leading these guys, warming up his rear tires heavily there. And he has to put more work into it than the medium runners, because he is on the hards, 1 compound harder. So when is he gonna go? He is gonna go now, I believe. Yes, he is. And the gap between him and IMD, 0.2 of a second, but IMD running a low downforce setup, I think, because he was really quick on the straights here. But again, everyone kept it clean here. Their core was struggling on these hard tires, and I've been on them yesterday. These tires are hard to drive with. But I'm really close to Graham here, almost pushing him around the corners. But I think Amadi doesn't want to make any harsh overtakes. He want to do it quick, but he want to do it fair. So he's going to wait for an opportunity. First 3 laps we don't have DRS. After that it is re-enabled again. Let's go on board with IMD. He's really close. He has a good exit as well. And is he going to do it here without any DRS? He's using all of his DRS available to him, and he already passed him. So that's overtake done, and Graham slits in behind him. View of the camera angle here. You really can see the elevations in the track. So IMD leading now. And Graham under pressure of Janne. Janne tries to go around the outside and makes it work. Of course on the compound softer than as we have a yellow flag, and that is Ray Meeder, who spun around. But Janne making the overtake stick on Graham. He lost out a little bit of time to IMD because of his battle with Graham and his compromised line through the corners. In the orange McLaren, is Janne be able? Ooh, as here goes Charlie around the outside of Graham. So Graham losing out, but all he has to do is finish the race. As IMD sets the fastest lap of the race. DRS is enabled now. Corbo went into the pits. And is Kermit going to be able to also overtake Graham? Ray Meeder is in the pits as well. New medium tires. so far Graham lost out 3 positions, but it isn't that bad. He's on the hard tires, so he can go to the end on these tires if the rain isn't gonna hit. And he has DRS as well, so if he can stay within that 1 second of FRL Charlie, he's in a great position. But Kermit, does he have the raw speed? He is closing in on Graham, slightly, but not enough to make an overtake, or an attempt to overtake. So we have Atlas Coco really close to Kermit as well. Atlas Coco has been here multiple seasons with us in TTML. Knows TTG Kermit really well as well. There was a lot of wells in that one sentence. As IMD is really flying, our gap between him and Janne is already 2 seconds. So Janne doesn't have anything to defend, and FRL Charlie is on his back, who has DRS, and he's going to use it. His ERS as well, going down the inside, outside, and easy peasy, easy overtake from Charlie. And maybe Charlie has the speed to close that gap of 2 seconds with IMD. And so far, Graham is doing okay on the hard tires. At the Scopo, ooh, Kermit has a little squabble there. Maximus on the back of Storm. Storm, a former champion in TTML. And look at Ivor Brian Mike, who had an incident in lap 1 or lap 2 and clawed his way back into P9 now. So far, it's almost everyone from P1 to P8 is in the DRS train, so it's P1, I must say P2. So really hard to overtake once that happens. But Janne is going to try it. No, he's not close enough here. As FRL Charlie gets a 3-second time penalty now, and that's not what he wants. But Tim is coming in, gap between Janne and Graham is 40 points, so Graham will still be champion as things stand. But we still have 22 laps of racing left, and I don't want to curse Graham. He's been doing great all season long. On board with Kermit here, who doesn't have a lot of ERS left. Already on 9%. You can save quite some well at in the second sector, 7th sector I want to say. Maximus still on the back of Storm here, but I don't believe he's close enough. And the ones losing out now is TTG Coreboy, who had to make another pit stop and who already double stacked with Graham, and Ray Meter, who had an incident as well in P12. Aju and Secret Dundee are out. And I think the hard tires are on a good temperature now, because Graham is still in P4. He's doing great here. can keep within DRS of Yana. As we have Ivor Brian Mike round. So really unfortunate race for him so far. IMD extended his lead to 2.5 seconds already. So Charlie, who was looking faster than Janne, was able to close that gap a little bit to 1.8, 1.7 seconds, but now is starting to struggle a little bit. As Tinturi Farina gets a 3-second time penalty of finish driving. And we have another incident with Corboy, who lost his front wing completely. So he has to do 3/4 of a lap without a front wing. He's going to lose out massively here. And we have a virtual safety car. IMD is in the pits. What is IMD going for? Hard tires. Kermit in as well. Together with Storm. New fresh medium tires. To both of these guys. But they are going to go to the end on these tires. Graham is going to be able to go to the end on his tires. And I think Charlie, Janne, Atlas Copo, Maximus, Tunturi and Ivor by Mike all are going to have to pit again. But we restarted the race. Gap between Janne and Graham, 1.1 seconds. And Atlas Copo is on the back of Graham now. As Corbo is in now to replace his front wing. Look at that, full ERS. Is he gonna make an overtake happen now? Or is he close enough? Is he gonna risk it? He is, but and Graham lets him go. Graham doing the sensible thing, wants to finish this race, and he lets Atlas Copo go. But Graham the one with DRS now, so is he gonna be re-overtaking Atlas Copo? Yes, he is. He's on the inside, but isn't able to brake late enough to outbrake him. Still side by side here. And Atlas Copo keeps the position. Let's see, can Graham re-overtake Atlas Copo on his start-finish straight? He isn't using any of his ERS. He opened up his DRS, as you can see, front wing completely open, back ring, but stays behind him. Now Janne. Five tenths between Charlie and Janne. ERS is about the same. But Janne, don't think he's close enough now. He is using some of his ERS, not everything. He is going to be closing in, but it isn't going to be enough to make an overtake happen. So Is he gonna try it in the second DRS straight after the center S's here? IMD sets the fastest lap of the race with a 109.6, but still Janne isn't close enough, I think, at least. No, he isn't. So we have Ivor, Brian, Mike and Storm. Storm making a easy overtake. Ivor, Brian, Mike wants to keep up, stay in his DRS here. This is the smallest gap at the moment between Ivor, Brian, Mike and Storm. As Maximus gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Kermit gets a 5-second time penalty for cutting a corner. I'm not really sure what happened there. I think these mediums are going off slightly now. As Ivor, Brian, Mike is out. Ivor, Brian, Mike is out of the race. Crashed in the center S's. And that's a new safety car. So this basically gives April Charlie, Janne, Atlas Coppo a chance to pit. And they are gonna do that. So Graham coming in as well. And now I think everyone's gonna go for the softs. Yeah, it's Charlie, Janne, Atlas Coppo, Maximus, Ray Meter, and as Ivor, Brian, Mike, who's becoming a friend of the show, is out, I am gonna invite him to join me in commentary for the final 14 laps. IMD stayed out on his hard tires, so he is going to be having a hard time with all these soft runners and a few medium runners behind him. And here he is, our friend of the show, Ivor, Brian, Mike, welcome.
Now I'm well.
Well, just like last week.
Not quite. It was a ropey one tonight, not gonna lie. Bit of a ropey one. But it does set up what should be an exciting final 10 laps though.
Yeah, it absolutely does. I mean, look at this. I think seeing everyone's tires here, IMD on the hard tires is gonna lose out massively. What's your thoughts about that? Is it a mistake staying out, or do you think he's gonna be fast enough to keep these guys behind him?
Absolutely is. it's not what I would do in a situation. I would have been straight in onto the soft tyres, and even Graham down in fifth is gonna find it difficult. He's got a load of soft runners around him who are gonna be absolutely rapid on this restart. And while Graham and Ahmadi's tyres may come in for the final laps, it doesn't matter if they end up losing 4 or 5 seconds early on.
No, it doesn't. And as the Graham is leading the championship, and AJ was in second position in the standings, and he is out. All Graham has to do here is just finish the race, and he's going to be crowned the new TTML F4 champion. So, do you think he's just playing the safe game, going on the mediums, doesn't want to risk any puncture at the end?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's playing it safe. The issue for Graham is obviously he doesn't want to drop a huge amount of points to Jan, because Jan and Ahmadi actually, for that matter, you know, they outscore Graham by what is it, about 10 points apiece for both of them. They keep the championship alive going into the final round. So even though AJ's out of the race, Graham still needs to be slightly concerned about the man sitting in first and the man sitting on the podium with him.
He does. The gap between Graham and Janne is 40 points. Now, I'm not sure what it is now. Maybe Matt Tibbles can help us out in the stream.
I'm on the maths. I'm on the maths.
You're on the maths. Look at that. The gap was 40 points coming into this race between Janne and Graham. I'm not sure what the gap was between IMD and Graham.
A 5-point gain for Janne, so it'd be 35 at the moment. But obviously, if Graham loses a few spots and Jan's able to jump up ahead of Charlie, which, considering Charlie has a penalty, it looks kind of likely Jan's going to be able to keep this championship alive.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be decided today. We can still have it on Abu Dhabi next week, as the safety car is coming in this lap. So IMD is going to be leading everyone into a safety car restart. He needs to warm up his tires well, because turn 1, everyone behind him on the softs want to have a bite and want to overtake, because they have so much more grip.
Absolutely, I'm going to stick on board with Graham to see how he gets on in his medium chase. He's got Maximus pulling quite alongside him.
And here he goes, here IMD goes. With FRL Charlie right on his back. And is FRL Charlie going to try it? No, not yet.
Patience as Kermit and Storm have gone for. Oh, as Maximus is around, he's in the wall. On the throttle coming through the exit of turn 2 and lights up the rears into the wall as Charlie and Jan side by side going into turn 4. That was just ahead of Graham.
Yeah, and Graham is able to stick with these guys for now on his medium tires, which are going to be benefiting him at the end, I think. Final couple of laps in this race. But normally you do like 12, 13 laps on your softs. Ooh, as there's IMD's round on his hard tires.
That's heartbreaking. That is definitely now IMD out of the championship picture is between Jan and Graham now.
So AJ out of the championship, IMD as it stands now out of the championship. So only one who can keep Graham off of this championship today is going to be Janne. And he is in a provisional first place now, because FRL Charlie has a penalty and Janne doesn't. But I don't think it's going to be enough for P1 for Janne and P4 for Graham to keep him off the championship.
Right, so if Graham can stick within this 3-second window with Charlie and get himself up into third place on the podium, it will look pretty decent for Graham, because he drops 10 points to Janne. And looking at the fastest lap, it's Ahmadi who currently has the fastest lap, so that point is being taken away from Janne. And Yana needs to absolutely go for it now. Get past Charlie, set fastest lap, because he needs maximum points here.
He does. He does, but still, if Graham finishes in third, or even in fourth, the gap is going to be so high that Yana doesn't stand a chance. As Maximus left the session, Charlie sets the fast lap of the race now.
Yeah, as I was just about to say, if Yana wins and Graham comes third, the gap is exactly 30 points going into the final round, which, as you know, the maximum that you can get again is 31 points.
31. Yeah.
So realistically, Jan's going to be going into the final round hoping that Graham gains.
As TTG Kermit is being swallowed by Tunturi, Storm, Corboy on his back now. So, as you can see, with the gaps being this small, the smallest error can cost you. Kermit's out. I am not sure what happened there. I believe there was contact between Storm and Kermit is out, and it's a virtual safety car.
Yeah, Kermit, I think, has been caught in the walls today. I know I had an incident with him earlier, going into turn 1. I touched the grass on the outside and completely Tokyo drift through turn 1. Made slight contact with him, and he went into the. Well, he bounced off me then into the turn 1. So Kermit's definitely been in the walls today.
Yeah. Kermit, fast driver, but not the luckiest of drivers. And that's an understatement, as the VSC and the DRS is enabled, and nobody got a drive-through today. So that's good news, as IMD gets a 3-second time penalty now.
I got a drive-through earlier. Again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, with the first virtual safety car.
It was the same thing again coming out of the pit lane.
I think it's a sign. Don't pit under VSCs for you.
I had no choice. I had no front wing. But this is crucial right now. Looking at the gap between Charlie and Graham is 2.9 seconds. It's just tipped over 3 seconds. Now, Charlie is now out of that penalty window of Graham.
He is, and Graham lost DRS to Atlas Coppo. He's not within that 1 second anymore. So all Jano wants to do now is, as Storm and Tunturi, Storm making the overtake on Tunturi, but all Jano wants to do now is take Atlas Coppo, keep him within his DRS, because that gap is just going up quickly now between Atlas Coppo and Graham. 1.6 seconds already.
It doesn't matter with Atlas and Graham. Look, one of the penalty is Charlie, and Charlie's already out of that 3 second window. For Jan right now is trying not to lose a huge amount of time to Charlie and get overtaken by Atlas, because Atlas right now in DRS range could be looking poised to make the jump in the McLaren driver.
Yeah, that is the other danger. Indeed, if he overtakes Janne, it costs him a couple of points. So Janne wants to keep him behind him, keep Graham out of DRS range, and Charlie at the moment is just gone. So I believe there was a prediction from FlexNL, FRL Parrot, that Charlie was gonna win. And as it stands now, he isn't gonna win because he has a 3 second time penalty. But once Jan and Atlas Coppo start battling, and I think Atlas Coppo is gonna be trying to do it now, but I don't think he's close enough to make a move. He maybe is able to.
I mean, for Atlas Coppo right now, he has 40% better off on the DRS. It's a matter of time before Atlas Coppo makes this move, and for Jan right now, absolute perfection that needs to come out of every single corner. Every single traction needs to be perfect coming out of these corners now to extend that gap as much as possible in the middle sector to save him on the run down into turn 1.
Yeah, he absolutely needs that, especially in the corner they're going through now. His traction needs to be on point because it's such a long straight. It is actually this There's 2 corners there, but I count it as a straight as it's full throttle.
Atlas done a better one though, and Atlas is using his ERS. He's closing in, and this could be.
Yeah, he's closing in rapidly and he's diving it down the inside, and that's easy peasy. Overtake done.
Yep, Atlas now ahead of Jan, and that, in terms of the championship, is championship going to Graham, I believe.
I believe so. So the only thing Janne can do about, I don't think he has the speed today. Normally Janne a really fast driver, but it doesn't look like he's the fastest out here today. So he's got some work to do to keep Graham off of that championship, but I think...
That's my teammate right there. That's my teammate with the 3-second time pen. I see you, bud. I see you.
And Graham losing out so much time now. Gap between him and Janne already 2.2 seconds now. And I think if for the next four and a bit laps it's gonna stay like this, Graham owes Atlas Coppo.
If I was Janne, I would stick behind Atlas Coppo for the next lap or two. Save up your ERS, get past him, maybe the penultimate or the final lap, and then burn your ERS to try and break away.
Yeah, he needs to. He needs to save up because he doesn't have a lot. Still, he has 31%. So Atlas Coppo still has the upper hand on ERS management.
Slightly though. It's not as apparent as it was when Atlas Coppo made the overtake. He had 40% better off, and now they're on roughly the same amount of ERS.
True.
But this is good for Jan. Atlas Coppo needs to burn ERS to stay ahead, and Jan doesn't need to burn it right now.
No, he doesn't. He can save up. He has 2-3 more laps to do that, and then he has to make the overtake and keep it penalty free. But in the traction zones, Atlas Coppo looks really strong. Look at how much he drives away in the traction zones from Janne. And Janne is closing in every time, but it isn't enough.
I think this is just smart driving from Janne, just to kind of use DRS to kind of close up, and MD making a move on Storm there for P5, and got Cowboy not too far behind, and the safety car has really saved Cowboy's ratio.
Yeah, Cowboy had multiple issues today on track, but he's back into it. And I must say, IMD, who had a spin on his hard tires, is fighting back relatively okay. He has a 3-second time penalty, but looks like after 15 laps his tires come alive.
Now this is where Jan needs to use his ERS, because he has just dropped out that 3-second window for Charlie. Jan has to get past you, but I don't think he's close enough.
I don't think he is either. And he isn't using this.
The 3-second window, but Jan needs to make this overtake ASAP if Jan wants to keep this championship alive going into the final round.
Is he close enough to do it now? He is using some of his ERS, not everything. Opens up his DRS, but gap 5 tenths, 4 tenths, it isn't enough. And just hanging on the thread within penalty range of FRL Charlie.
I'll tell you what, one prediction I don't think anyone would have thought for today. Atlas Coppo on course to win this.
No,
big performance from Atlas Coppo.
Yeah, I believe it is going to be his first podium this season. So great stuff from him. And as I told when you were still racing, Atlas Coppo has been here for a long time, and it's a really fast guy. So I think he has to get used to the new game here to pick up his pace, because this is the Atlas Coppo I knew.
This has to be the move now into turn 4.
He needs it, but every time Atlas Coppola has a good exit here. Now he is closer, 5 tenths.
Jan's just not using that VRS, maybe waiting until the final straight. But Atlas Coppola with a 3 second time penalty. And that's thrown away his chance now.
It is. And Graham isn't close enough to Atlas Coppola to profit off that as well. So
question is now, can Charlie pull the just over a tenth? He's just under a tenth now. He needs to pull. He's over the 3 second limit. Jan is on the teetering edge of finishing second here, and Graham on the teetering edge of the championship as they run up towards the line. It is going to be Charlie who takes victory, but can get back within that 3 second window. It's going to be close. Oh, he does it by a tenth.
Only just. So Janne, in the end, winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. With Charlie in second position, Atlas Coppola in third, and Graham in fourth. Can you do the quick maths, Mr. Ivan Brian Mike, and see what the difference, provisional difference, is going to be between Graham and Janne now?
Okay, so Graham has a loss of 13 points to Janne in this race, and
so it's going to be a 27-point difference going into the final Grand Prix.
Yes, absolutely, and of course Janne has an opportunity. It's an outside chance, but the championship stays alive for the final round.
And here is your podium. Winning today, Janne in the McLaren with a conservative drive. We were almost shouting him past Atlas Coppola, but Atlas Coppola stood his ground, picked up a penalty in the end, but finished in third position. So first podium for Atlas Coppola here. And the final standings, provisional standings before stewarding. Janne with the victory in the Brazilian Grand Prix, finishing second, FRL Charlie, and rounding up the podium with OWR Atlas Coppola. Graham, our championship leader, in fourth position. Storm 72 UK in fifth. Corboy in sixth. IMD in seventh. Tunturi Perina in eighth. NSR Ray Meter finished in ninth. And DNFing today is TTG Kermit, Over Maximus, ESW Ivor Brian Mike, Aju, and Secret Dundee. So championship is still alive, isn't decided yet. With our quick maths, 27 points between Graham and Janne going into the last Grand Prix, which is going to be Abu Dhabi next week.
And Abu Dhabi is a circuit where obviously those curbs can be lethal on the cars, so there's a possibility we could see some DNFs next week, especially at that circuit. And if Graham DNFs, the championship is wide open for Janne, but 27 points is a massive ask for Janne going into the final round.
It is a lot. So all Graham has to do is outscore Janne by 4 points, and he is our new champion of this season.
I reckon Graham, all he needs to do is just go on a Sunday drive, even if he finishes last, because obviously attendance at the moment, we've been getting about 15 drivers in, so even if he finishes last in a 15-man grid, he'll win the championship, so he doesn't really need to be out there pushing for podiums or wins.
He doesn't. All he has to do is stay out of trouble, as you said, and bring the car home. But next week we're gonna see who is gonna be crowned the new TTML F4 champion. Is it gonna be Janne, or is it gonna be our current leader, Graham? Tune in back next week. Thank you for today. Ivor Brian Mike, thank you for joining me again today.
Yeah, always.
And this is where we're going to round up. So see you next week. Same time, same day, different track, Abu Dhabi. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.